Hi everyone, I recently read this book called How to Get Filthy Rich in Raising Asia by Mohsin Hamid, and this is what I think about it. Well, before I picked up this book, I mentally fastened my seatbelt thinking that I would soon buy a private jet and a yacht. I finished the book and that didn't happen. Okay, anyways, if you haven't read this book, this is gonna be a spoiler alert, but otherwise, I think you're gonna have fun watching me share my views on this. This book, although sounds so much like self help, it is actually a literary book mostly about ambition and capitalism disguised as self help. So, if you are thinking that this is gonna help you build your own career, as such, really, it's not that self help in nature. But I had a great time going through this entire story because the author usually refers to you as a protagonist and narrates the whole story in the second person. To start off with, he just starts to describe a young boy who starts off from a small village and he is also impoverished, and we get to learn through the entire story on how he moved from a small village to a city and how his relationship was with his parents, with his siblings, and how was it living in moving from a small village to a big city, and how his parents had sex, well, which is technically not allowed to speak in India, but this isn't about explicitism, but more about the realism, showing poverty, showing how people react when things are not so great, or what is human intimacy during cramped conditions, and so on. When you go through this book, you just realize how real life is. You usually imagine you would grow up and become rich, and then you get to live your dream life and so on. But in reality, it looks quite different. I mean, it's not just chasing your dreams and going after it. It also shows you what loneliness is, what is love, what is cheating, what are the challenges you face when you get to start working, and so on. Well, yeah, when the young boy moves from a small village to a big city, he encounters a lot of things like moving away from a joint bonded families and like tribes of humans and bonds to just nuclear families. And then this boy is the only person who gets to go to school because that is what his father can afford, and going to school is quite a big deal over there. And then he describes how the schools in this big city is. Funnily, through the entire story, you never get to see any of the city names or people's names as such, because the author just wants to show you a different picture and not really talk about any cities or names as such. Once he moves to a big city, once he starts to go to school, then the reality over there is very different than what a small boy in a village would think about going to school in a big city. So he goes there and then realizes that the number of benches in the class is way less than the strength of the class, and the math teacher who teaches math apparently falsified his report card, and he became a teacher in fluke, and he actually hates his job, and then he actually doesn't teach with any passion, but he just has a rot memory, and he keeps on telling the same thing. And sometimes when he flunked and said table wrong, and when he was corrected by a student, he gets offended and obviously beats the student and so on. From there, the story goes on to how he sees his brother working so hard under a painter with a lot of mechanics and so on, and then he falling in love with a girl. Well, in every chapters in the initial stage, you just feel like the story is as if that you're learning some lessons, like because the author names the chapters in such a way, like move to a big city, work for yourself, do not follow idealists, and do not fall in love. You feel like, oh, okay, there's a lesson in this. Well, there are a lot of lessons in this, but again, the author himself at the end feels guilty and says, hey, you know what, this isn't the regular self-help that you're expecting it to be, but this is how a life of a boy in a raising Asia would look like when he starts making money, falls in love, being cheated by someone in his workplace, or and so on. He grows up, he falls in love with a girl, and then he slowly makes out with her, and then the girl moves out of the town because she wanted to make her own career. Once she moves out of the town, they part ways, and then he marries another girl, and he falls in love with his wife too, and then he has a son, and then he starts a business in water, because mineral water back there is a big deal, and then he basically works to make the pipes and everything in the town much better and give better water and so on. And over there, he again faces a lot of trouble, get approvals and so on, to just improve his tire of the water business. He again gets to meet the pretty girl. Yeah, I mean, throughout the story, he keeps meeting the pretty girl again and again. Pretty girl is basically the girl who he falls in love with, apart from his wife. I mean, initially he doesn't like his wife, but then slowly he develops a lot of love and respect for her. And then when the first time he experienced fatherhood, he tells how different it is, how it shaped him, and so on. Well, after that, slowly, his wife gets separated and then moves on, and then his son flies off to North America, and then he is alone at his home now. And then slowly, old age starts to hit. He has seen his parents pass away. He has seen his siblings, sister pass away. And then when he starts living alone, he once again gets to meet the pretty girl, and then during his last few days of his life, he gets to spend time with the girl he likes, and then both of them at the end passes away. Well, the story flows like, okay, it's just a regular story, what is it? But no, I mean, you get to see so much in it. You get to see what hate looks like, you get to see what just happiness looks like, you get to see what loneliness means, even though when you get to earn money, um, and so on. Right, I think this is just a beautiful read for anyone who wants to understand life from impoverished boy growing up in raising Asia. I think it's a great book, and you all can go ahead and read if you want to. Thanks for watching.